Keyhole raised beds not only look great, they also make excellent use of limited garden space. I recently built a new Keyhole bed that turned these two 4x8 beds with a walking path between them into a single bed with a Keyhole inlet. Now half of the old walking path is growing space, but I can still reach every spot in the bed from the perimeter. I had hoped to record the making of the bed and do a more extensive how-to video, but unfortunately it rained the whole time I was building it, and I have limited video as a result. However, this build is very similar to what I showed in my video, my favorite raised bed design. So please refer to that video if you'd like to see more of the construction details. Both beds feature a 2x4 shelf for comfortable sitting. The corners were constructed the same way, and I used the same kind of screws and scrap wood shelf supports. There are, however, a couple of differences. One is obviously the keyhole. The other is that I made the bed so it slopes slightly toward the sun. I'll talk about this feature first. Our yard has a slight northern slope. This slope away from the sun results in the soil warming more slowly in the spring, cooling off sooner in the fall, and lower soil temperatures in general. Given our already short growing season and shady conditions, I decided to build the raised bed so it slopes slightly toward the sun, which should help extend our growing season just a bit and make better use of the limited sunshine we do get. To compensate for the northern slope and achieve a slight southern slope, I made the south side of the bed from a 2x6x8 and the north side from a 2x10x8. I then used 2x10x10s for the sides that run north-south, cut them so that they would taper from the width of the 2x10 down to the width of the 2x6, and placed the cut edges on the ground. For the side of the bed with the keyhole, I cut the taper cut 2x10 into 3 sections, 2 4-foot sections, and 1 2-foot section. This approach, combined with shimming up the bed on the north side and filling in gaps with wood chips, enabled me to achieve a slight southern slope without having to bury any part of the bed, which would increase rot. While the ground drops 4 inches to the north over the span of the bed rises 2 inches. This 6-inch improvement in slope should help raise the soil temperature and slightly extend my growing season. As mentioned before, the tapered board on the keyhole side was cut into 3 sections. To complete the keyhole, these 2 pieces were made from a single 2x10x8, which I first cut into 2 4-foot sections. I then cut them lengthwise, one to match the depth of the tapered 2x10 at this point, and one to match the depth at this point. I placed the cut sides on the ground and fastened them with 2.5-inch deck screws here and here, ensuring the boards were parallel. After attaching the scrap wood supports for the shelf and squaring the bed, I installed the 2x4 shelf, which not only provides a comfortable seat, but also helps prevent the sides from bowing out under the weight of the soil. I planted potatoes in part of the bed in a mulch of partially decomposed leaves and used coffee grounds. The rest of the bed is being reserved for a very special purpose, my 2014 biochar and rock dust field trials. I'll be preparing and planting the bed very soon for the trials, and hope to bring you a video update this weekend. Well, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, remember, you can change the world 1 yard at a time.